month or whatever it is that you can track. Um, whereby you can say like, look, we're gonna have a like KPI based or performance based payment model, or some, maybe that's for later perhaps, but in the beginning it could be more or less like, look, if we achieve these KPIs, you will pay €1, $1 per what was a room. If we in this bracket, you pay whatever it is, 85, and if we're in this bracket, you pay 60 cents or whatever. I don't know, just an idea, because I think that way you can also, especially early on, or you can even simplify it more, just have two different ones. Say like, hey, if we hit this number, you agree to pay $1. If we hit this number, we had whatever 60 cents.
This is
Um,
this is
especially early on, because then I think that was the only question that I thought he really had. It was like, he seemed from the get go, he seemed interested in the solution.
really.
I thought so, yeah.
I was all nervous. I honestly thought that I fucked it up, which I probably did, but it doesn't matter what I did, right? As long as the person is ready to buy, who cares, right?
Yeah, it's a learning curve. Um,
So, do you think we, let's come back to the call in just a minute. Do you think when I came back, was it too I showed too much desperation? I should have argued and bargained with him and argued with him? Here's his email.
let me zoom in. No, I mean, I think it's fine. I think,
This is what I responded with.
yeah, no, I think it's fine. I think, I mean, to be honest, and it's always easy to say that upon hindsight, right? When you watch the video, I think in the video or even in the email, you could have said something like, because you even told him like, we don't really have a hotel client. So you could even be honest and just say like, look, we don't have a hotel client at the moment. I'm very confident based on what we have delivered in the what do you call it, like
Multifamily unit.
multifamily units, the value we created there, that we can do the same with the hotel. But you would be our first hotel client, so I'm willing to. That's
That's
why
what
I'm accepting this deal or whatever. And all I want from you is maybe in return is that if this works, you're gonna give us a referral.
you see, this
etc.
is what I didn't want to go into. I did not want to say any of this. Oksana, our CTO, she actually said very similar thing. Are you drinking beer?
Alcohol free.
Okay. Well, we should learn from him. Annika, Annika is does she drink?
She does like to drink beer, but she said since we moved together, she has hardly been drinking.
You're making a very good impact on her life, Hannes. There you go. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Um, the I didn't want to go into all of this negotiation piece. I wanted
Okay.
to get the customer, give him what he wants, then, like you said, make sure the value and the product is satisfying the needs, and then I can come back and say, "Can you give me the testimonial?" So I wanted to first, I didn't want to like put that as a condition of him accepting the quote
Okay. Yeah.
because, like you said, I like to me, it's a Ritz Carlton. It's a serious hotel. I looked at their fucking room. The lowest cheapest room was like $600
Wow. And hold up. So it's a Ritz Carlton. So
in
he
Miami.
can he can bring you potentially into other Ritz Carltons, like, and make
That's
a
my
referral.
point. I did not care. Like, remember, I told you, he could charge me at $10, and I'll still suck it to get it. I hope Andre did not. Huh? No, I'm just saying, like, you have to grease the wheels when you're trying to get the first customer. You have to get whatever you got to do to get them.
Yeah.
And we'll send Susan over there. She's going to Miami. She can bring her knee pads. Hannes, it's a joke. It's an internal joke. They do it all the time. She tells her leasing girls, the girls, one of them is pretty hot. What's her from Cuba, right? Sam. Her name is Sam. Oh man, I didn't know no under you was sitting there. Go take a shower, man. Anyway, so yeah, what I was gonna say. So at this point, you see, this is what I hate is, and this is where I'm not good at, is patience. Like I have to wait. I followed up today. I sent him an email right away on Sunday.
Yeah.
I followed up today. Today is Thursday, but I guess he's busy. But I'm just looking forward to roll it out. So,
But you
um,
so you send him the contract and all he has to do is sign?
it's a quote, and then
Okay.
and then all I will have to do is send him an invoice. Um, and in my second email, I told him to send me a PDF of the map so we can start working on it. In the meantime, I'm ready to launch this other campaign to send similar emails to 5,000 people. By the way,
Okay.
this is a very interesting thing. So I went to his contacts on LinkedIn and I added like, I think 200 people, and I got 45 people already accepting my contact request.
Okay.
So that's pretty good number, I think. Almost
Yeah.
22%, 22.5%.
Especially if you can get this thing over the line with him. Any conversation you will have with any of his contacts, you can say like, "How well do you know so and so Bogdan, right? Was his name?
Bogdan, yeah.
How well do you know Bogdan? We're working with him now."
I wanted to send, this is a couple of email messages that I sent to these people. So some people who were not exactly managers. No, so let's see. Somebody responded actually. Yes, of course. Hey, Zoe, great to be connected. May I shoot one question considering the fact that you are in the hotel management space? I stole this uh, method of communication from this one guy who reached out to me. So instead of sending like a big ass message and
Yeah.
lead with selling something, lead with a
Yeah.
question and have a conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Nice.
So she is the national account manager for Marriott International and proud member of Marriott UK Provinces Council. And then my next question would be, I already sent it to this one lady, Jennifer, who responded to me right here, right here. Thanks. Do you find it that the tricky hotel navigation ever shows up in Google reviews, and could that impact occupancy rates and ultimately the bottom line? So that's what I was gonna send to her as a response because she's not a manager. So that's one way.
Hmm.
Guy is a manager. To him, I just go straight to, does the hotel you help manage have a layout that guests find tricky to navigate? If he says no, that's the end of it. I don't need to sell it to him.
Yeah.
And then my other part that I send, no, that's it. That's pretty much it. So this is what I'm planning to do, but we're getting ready to launch a campaign for from this company Simona's. Um, sorry, I'm all over the place, and
Good.
I wanna tell you I want to tell you something more important. Remember this company Segment Table?
Yeah.
Well, they just issued an invoice to one bank for $162,000.
Okay.
One invoice, 162 grand. And what's very interesting about that is that, and I want to steal it from him, is I don't know how, but he's able to inspire people to come work for him for low salary that they will make up more in terms of commission in the long run. And the reason why it works, it's almost you borrowing from the future. And the reason why it works is because one man team, two man team, three man team can only do so much. He has a fucking 20-man team.
Okay.
Somehow even I got trapped into that shit because he was paying me like $1,000 a month and some shit on the side, but he was having me do something else. I don't know.
Are
I
you
had,
still involved officially or not?
huh?
Are you still involved with them officially or not?
Yeah, I mean, he can't really get rid of me because him and I, we own an American company here, and a lot of money cannot be going through Russia. Like all this money from Kazakhstan is gonna go through an American company. So,
Okay.
and I'm the owner. I have to be. He has to have an owner. So
Okay.
yeah, 160 grand coming in. Very cool, I think. Um, but like I said, this is one thing that I don't know how to handle. Like, I'm gonna get ready to launch this campaign. Should I request some time off to be available to take these calls? Or
It's hard to foresee how many calls you will get in, no?
well, with segment table, I was able to get about 25, 30 calls. And then what's funny,
Total or per day?
huh? For 500
Total or per day?
total. But the thing is that if I'm not like right now, I'm able to take the call. But if I'm not um, available, Oksana is gonna have to take a call. See, we recently lost Gonzalo, who I was planning to kind of handle that.
Yeah.
I'm still, I still have him like, I actually need to reach out to him and ask him if he's gonna be available. Um,
What was his reason for stepping down?
Oksana, he didn't get along.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, but
I mean, how short notice are you able to take off work a few days? Because you can wait until you get replies and then see.
in the message, I was planning to include the link to my Calendly.
Ah, okay. So they could be booking anytime.
And the more availability I have, the more likely they will book. It's like a increase in the conversion percentage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I guess what I just said, and this is why I like to get on some of these calls, because sometimes you listen to her to yourself talk. What I'm thinking about is that I need to go back to Gonzalo and sell him this future if he is still available, and just make him jump in right back and just like start talking to me. But the thing is, the message will come from me. What? How would um 1 second. Shit. Give me just 1 second, Hannes.
Hmm.
I just need to click a couple of buttons and
Give me 1 second as well. I'll be right back.
take your time. I'm back.
All right.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm trying to get to is, um, let me just ask Dada. So yeah, I guess my question to you is more like as a friend and a mentor, not just in terms of executing, but more so to figure out a way how I can have like how I can build this up quickly and ramp this up. But I don't know, like even if I need that, like I said, if I can get this hotel, I can use Ritz Carlton and go to any local hotel next to them and say, hey, we're in business with this hotel. Um, do you have this problem? Not
Yeah.
every hotel is going to have this problem, but as long as we can get something going, we're good, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead, give me some feedback in terms of the call.
Yeah, the thing is, I think I watched it yesterday or the day before in the morning, and I didn't want to rewatch it to there were a few points I want to double check, but so just based on initial viewing, I thought you had a bit of small talk and then you came with the upfront contract.
Yeah, I have a
And
question about that. He kind of started rolling with it. And I'm like, hold on a second, let me record it. And then I interrupted him. I should have just let him keep rolling without an upfront contract?
yeah, I don't know. I'm debating. So see, the thing is, I don't know. It's difficult, like because I felt on the video, but I wanted to rewatch if I read that right, like his body language. It felt like when I watched it, maybe rewatch it as well. It felt like in the moment you kind of interjected with the upfront contract, he was a bit taken back, and then the conversation felt a bit staged or stiff, and it felt like more fluid before.
It
But
was.
then the question is that just the upfront contract, or was it because maybe you were a bit nervous because you know it was the first time you applied it with a customer, so maybe the next time you can enter it a bit position a bit more organically or so. So it's a question of, do you want to keep trying that and try to build it inorganically, or just based on the first one, do you already want to let go? I mean, one school of thought in me says like keep trying it and do it a few times and see how it feels, and eventually I think you're gonna find ways how to position it more organically. Um,
I wanted to take charge of the conversation.
yeah,
And I wanted to show that I wanted to have structure and I wanted to avoid not having the conversation about and I wanted to set the expectations. But
yeah,
was what was and normally it would work. But what's weird um is that he kind of jumped right into it. It's not on the video because I actually had to interrupt him and say, "Can I record this?" So I think that normally people don't just start talking. They actually wait for you to kind of get get the conversation going, which I'm used to.
yeah.
But here he just started talking about, okay, so here's my problem, and it
But
just.
maybe that's the learning. If you have somebody like him,
Mhm,
somebody who just talks,
mhm.
let them talk, because I
I feel
also had
like I
the like
interrupted him. Yeah, I feel like I interrupted him.
yeah, and just let them talk, and then you can still maybe at a later stage, I don't know, maybe at that point it's too late for an upfront contract, but maybe you can still say like, let me ask you a few more questions. But when they're talking, like, let them talk in a sense. And maybe that can be the learning from the call, that next time you have somebody like this, just roll with it and just be like, hey, the hell with the whatever my agenda or my plan was, or what it's called. But then if you don't have somebody like you said, where they're just kind of like, hello, okay, tell me something, then you can take charge of the conversations. And here, this is what I like to do with you. I like to structure my calls this way, etc. Or here's the agenda, um, and then have it that way. Um,
Okay. Yeah,
and then
that's one significant takeaway, yes. But despite that, and how unnatural everything was, we having this conversation.
correct, correct.
So what does that mean?
I thought from the beginning he sounded interested, and he was like, I mean, it became quite apparent when you said about when you asked about like the $1 per apartment or per room on the price point. I
Hmm.
think that would be maybe a second takeaway from my side. Like, I don't know if you rewatched the call. At that point, like, it felt to me a bit like, maybe rewatch it, and at that point it felt a bit like you almost seemed desperate.
Yes. How do I avoid that?
um,
Yeah, that's why I felt very embarrassed and I felt like I bombed it. That's exactly.
yeah, maybe maybe just keep it short in a sense. Just say like, okay, here's our price. How does that sound? And I know you had scripted it before, and on paper it sounded good to me, but then in the conversation it was a bit awkward when you went into all these details. So, what's your discretional budget, or how much? Where can you make the decision, etc. Like, he was perplexed by that question. I think at one point he even said like, "I never thought about that." And then he kind of was like, "It was great. You got very valuable information." I think when he said like, "Look, for me, the price is fine." Like, that was very valuable for him to tell you $1 per room is not a problem if it brings value. And I think there, maybe again, this comes back to what I said earlier. Maybe at that point, you can say, like, look, at the moment, we don't have a hotel client, but we provided the value, we demonstrate our value in the private property space, whatever it's called. And I'm
Multi-family.
sure we can bring the same to you. Um, this is a price. Tell me if you're comfortable. If not, we can also perhaps find a solution, perhaps a performance-based solution. And then you can ask, like, or even before that, you can say like, okay, what would value mean to you? Like, what would our solution have to provide to you for you to be saying like, okay, this is fine. And then maybe he tells you whatever. And maybe it's just about what did he say? The concierge. As soon as he is uninterrupted, that would be enough value for him to justify the investment.
I
But
don't think I even remember that, to be honest with you. No, like you said,
definitely rewatch the call, man. There was some good information in there from him. Um, but yeah, that whole later part of the first bit, what that was a bit awkward, was with the upfront contract, because he was ready to roll, and then later on, but then it was smooth. He kind of went with it. He was like, okay, sure, and he accepted that you asked him question and he answered them. I think it was fine, and then later on he was a bit perplexed or startled when you asked about the budget, and at that point you seemed a bit desperate. So I think next time there, the learning is just uh, very easy, sir. Here's our price model. How does that sound to you? Maybe you can say, look, quite honestly, we're not working with so many properties yet, so we're eager to get in the market. We know we can demonstrate value.
like
You're
that.
essentially,
Am I recording? Yes, I'm recording it, so we're good.
you're, I don't know what you would call that, like, you're not a pilot customer, but we would, you're first mover, so you get the first mover advantage. So we have a bit of flexibility. So let you tell me what you need, and we can try to work around this. And maybe there you can mention something about a performance-based pricing model that you could be willing to look into this.
I I honestly like I thought that this was complete bullshit about the occupancy rate. Like, who the fuck? What the fuck? How does this even matter? Um, so uh, that's why I was like, there's no point to even like. There's nothing to discuss. Like, to me, like this was complete bullshit that he was trying to bargain about this. He was just trying to go for it. I don't know why, but anyway,
Yeah. But the argument doesn't make too much sense.
it would make sense that, because now he's probably second guessing himself that he maybe didn't argue or didn't drive a bargain more. Like, why did I agree right away?
Yeah, but look, I feel like maybe give him. I don't know how it is in the US. Give him until next Tuesday. Like if you followed up once already, maybe give him until Tuesday or so, and then call him again and see how it is. And if you,
Give him a call,
huh?
not give him a call, not email.
I mean, you follow up once per email because the thing is why I'm saying call, because then you can tell, like you can ask like how's it going and see what he says, and then this would give you the option of saying, look, quite honestly, I want your business. We haven't, as I told you, we don't have a client in the hotel space yet, but I'm very confident we can provide our value, and that's honestly why I also gave you the preferential pricing that normally we wouldn't offer. I want to create a success story with you. It's very important for us as an up and coming company. You know, we're very committed to ensuring your success because only if we can make you successful, we're going to be able to sell, and you are going to be willing to promote us in your network or make any referral.
Like I said, I want to hold off on that until we are delivering that product because I feel like
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
a lot more natural.
sorry.
It happens a lot more natural when you just kind of go.
True. Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there was.
I don't want to start with that conversation, so I'll hold off on that. But I
Yeah,
think he's just busy. Like a hotel manager at
yeah,
type of hotel, he probably
yeah,
has like, he has to do everything Susan has to do. There could be somebody, that got let go, and there could be all sorts of reasons. It could be some kind of super customer that he needs to personally attend to, and
yeah,
on his knees, who cares? Who knows?
yeah, yeah.
But
Did
yeah,
he say that he has a document or anything that he can send you?
as far as like the map,
Yeah,
he
because
said,
that wasn't like quite clear in the call. Because I think you also got a little bit nervous there, and you didn't really let him reply if he had anything, and you just said like, "Yeah, I can come over if necessary."
I know, right? I was just looking forward to come over. Yeah. That's why I felt so like I bombed that shit. No, what he actually mentioned at the very beginning of the call that they have a map, a paper map.
Okay.
That's why I referenced when he gave me the objection. I'm like, look,
Ah, yeah, yeah, of
if
course,
it's
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
get wet and this and
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like Susan was proposing to say, "Oh, you guys need to sign a contract, 3-month, 3-year contract, 6 months." This, I'm like, look, at this point, I just want to get in the fucking door. I don't care, like I said, how he does it.
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
No, but to be honest, I mean, let's get it over the line. But you got what you wanted from the call,
1 for 1,
and huh?
1 for 1 so far. I mean,
Yeah, and
I,
there's some great learnings in the call as far as information that he gave you as far as just the pricing. Like he was fine with it, no objection. And he just said like it's about the value. So that's something I think where you have to think how you can demonstrate that, or success stories that you can tell how you provide the value, or use that next time. Be prepared for that sort of objection or argument, and say like and ask, drill it into deeper to even learn more from a different client. What would value mean for you? Like, what would it mean? What would our solution have to what sort of KPIs would have to hit for you to say like, oh, okay, this was a great investment. And at the same time, it was a great learning curve because you made some, in parentheses, not mistakes, but good mistakes in a sense, because you have to make them to learn, to grow. So it was like, yeah, I would say very positive bottom line overall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The only thing that matters is the result. Um, and like what David Sandler said, sometimes you put the experienced person in there and they will tell everything that needs to be said, but people just don't buy it. And because for whatever reason he said it. Remember that thing about how the guy was um, with heaters? Can that keep the old lady warm?
Yeah, yeah, sometimes if you know too much, you kind of oversell, or you tell too much without asking questions.
Or you just throw people off because you are just um, it whatever,
And
right?
I think that, like, to go back to that initial what we said, like learning or takeaway. If you have somebody like this who's ready to talk, just like ask questions, listen, and then at a certain point, it can get as easy as, okay, great. So it sounds like we have the right fit for you based on what you told me. The problem is, this is exactly what we're here to solve. So how do you want to proceed?
Very simple.
Have you? I learned this at a an event here in Germany from like this German sales guy guru, and I wasn't really aware of this before. Um, there's certain questions a client asks which signal that he's ready to buy.
Really, I
Like,
haven't done it. Which I mean, I'm. It's actually, yeah, it makes sense. So go ahead.
like, um, hold up, what do we call them in German? We said uh, like essentially through the questions, the potential client signals he's ready to buy, and that's like, for example, like you selling socks, and the client is asking, well, do you also have them in blue? That already means he, like, you don't have to sell the value anymore. The client is ready. He just asks if you have a different product feature. Um, so if they ask for a different color, if they
So
ask for
how
a
would you
different,
apply it to my call? Like, where did you see that he was ready to buy based on what?
uh, I don't recall he specifically, if there was such a question, but I felt like when I watched it, there might have been one that was kind of in that direction, but I don't recall what it was. But maybe independent of that call, maybe just Google the concept. Because I forgot what it's called, like sales closing questions by clients, or how to detect them. Because now that I learned the concept, I find this quite valuable also in my conversations, because I think the other thing in sales is you have to realize when you don't have to sell the product anymore. And when you get the right questions from the customer, like in the that event where we were with this German sales guy who was giving these example, he was saying, like, when they asked for this, like, you essentially just say like, yeah, we have it in blue. So you want the red, blue, and black, the package? I make a good price. Do you want to pay cash or credit? Um, and he's also said that he said that, like, if you put that question, then all of a sudden it just becomes like, which payment method? It's not about do you want to buy or not. It's like, but he also said, like, it's important at that moment when the customer already gives signals that he's ready to buy, that you don't keep selling, because you might lose them at that. If you then go back into, oh, by the way, our product can also do this and that, then all of a sudden maybe the potential clients start questioning stuff that they hadn't thought about before. So yeah, just Google that concept, like how to detect buy signal questions from potential clients or so. Um,
How do you think I dealt with objections? What is your take on that?
mm, I thought you did well. I mean, what objections did you get? You got the one from sort of like a soft objection about value.
Yeah.
Mm, you got one about like maybe they don't need your solution.
Yeah, I was like, I was a little hesitant. Maybe I didn't respond well on that one.
I would have to rewatch it. I think overall you did well.
With objection.
You had a good response there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's always like so tricky. It's a balancing thing. Like you want to agree with the client, but then you want to point out what's how his argument is flawed or why it's what he needs to consider.
Yeah.
Uh, but I would definitely recommend, man, rewatch that call. Take some
I'm,
notes,
I was just embarrassed.
dude. Forget about embarrassed. Uh, I mean, you recorded the call and you just shared it with me. You didn't care. You just want to get better. So like I thought that's courageous. So apply the same courage to yourself. Like look the devil in the eye and just watch the video. And dude, today I I had to record myself twice. One time speaking with a client, I gave a like a software like training, and the client asked me to record it so I could send it to him. And then I had to record something like an internal briefing for my team. And when I watched the recording, I almost puked because so at the moment I'm having this problem with filler words. I'm like am and ang, like the whole time. Even Annika pointed out the other day, she was like, "This is embarrassing. I feel bad for you. Like you need to improve this because you sound unprofessional." So today, when I had these two recordings and I just watched part of it, I was like, "Man, this sounds horrible." I'm just like, I'm starting to speak, and within the first 10 sentences or 10 words, I have five ums and s, and it was horrible. But I also realized I need to go through that pain because today the frustration led me to download like a vocal coach app, which turned out to be crap. So I'm going to download another one. But I think you have to go through that pain, and that's where you learn.
I feel like, remember I told you about this other technique where instead of asking people to do the pain, you kind of speak as authority and tell them what the pains are, and then you ask them to confirm. I feel like that works better for me. But I gotta let you go on this one, Hannes. I
All
gotta
right, man.
this company, my regular company's calling me. I gotta talk to you.
All right, bro.
All right, thank you.
Talk soon, man.
Thanks, bye.
Good catching up.
Bye.